Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In this video, what we're going to talk about is Ohio State and Missouri are going to be playing in the Cotton Bowl here in a couple of days, and I'm an Ohio State fan, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be kind of discussing this game and kind of going over some of the big points of what Ohio State needs to do to win this game, and then even after the game, I'm going to be talking about Ohio State's future and how this game could impact the team going forward for 2024, because like we've said in the past, Travion Henderson, is he going to come back? Marvin Harrison Jr., there's like a 0.0001% chance he comes back. And then there's also a couple other players on the team that for freshmen and sophomores that are going to be getting their opportunity to play in this Cotton Bowl because some of the seniors leaving. Are they going to be impactful in the near future? There's a lot to discuss with this game and kind of points of how Ohio State can win this game. So I'm going to stop rambling and we're going to get straight into this. If you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like. It's very much appreciated if you do so. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, let's start off and look at the game. Right now, a couple weeks ago, when this game was kind of first announced, Ohio State was actually like a 5-point favorites going into this game. It got down to a point where Missouri ended up being a +1 favor or -1 favor, and things kind of got a little shaky. You can see right here, -3.5 is where it started, and then it got to a point where we were at -5, but then players started talking about could Marvin Harrison Jr. leave, Kyle McCord transferred out, Devin Brown's going to be the starter, and this line just kept moving down and down. It got to -1 for Missouri, now it's back to -1 for Ohio State. I think since the bettors, or Vegas, I guess you could say, has seen Ohio State practice and they've seen kind of the momentum that they've been picking up, they've kind of shifted more to maybe Ohio State could win this game. So let's kind of go through and break down each kind of position of the importance of what this could mean for Ohio State. Let's start with the quarterback position. We already know that Kyle McCord transferred out. He's going to Syracuse. Devin Brown is now going to be the starter for this game. With Devin Brown being the starter, we've seen Devin Brown play a little bit in the year. He seems like a more mobile, agile kind of quarterback. Is he going to have the arm strength and is he going to have the accuracy that we hope that he could, or that we at least hope that Kyle McCord could have had? Devin Brown seems like the kind of guy that he can develop into being a really good quarterback. I don't know about like NFL level quarterback. The thing with Devin Brown, what I've seen at him in the times he's played on the field, and even in spring game practices and in the time of where he's gotten on the field, and like the little situational moments where he's like, Kyle McCord is the guy, but Devin Brown goes out there on the field like a little read option. He's excelled. There was the one pass I think against Purdue where he threw the ball downfield to Brandon Inniss, 57-yard touchdown. That was huge. I know we've been talking about all year long that Ohio State, the way they're going to win these games is it comes down to the quarterback, and we've said that about Kyle McCord all season long. It's the same thing here with Devin Brown. It comes down to the quarterback. Can Devin Brown go out there and perform? In no means way are we saying that we need these quarterbacks to go out there and put up like numbers like CJ Stroud had when he was in the Rose Bowl, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, and put up 450 passing yards, and Marvin Harrison needs to go out there and put up 200 receiving yards. We're not saying that. If Marvin Harrison does decide to play and he can go out there and put up 100, 150 yards, and Devin Brown can put up maybe 300 yards passing, just about 300, maybe a touchdown, get the run game going, get Travion Henderson moving if he plays. I think he's going to play because he has been practicing a lot this throughout the process of the Cotton Bowl. But if we can just get some momentum out of these guys and just see what Devin Brown is capable of, we could possibly go with Devin Brown next season. Because a little side note, I see people talk about, and I even said it in a previous video, I said maybe Aaron Nolan, the recruit that we just got, the 5-star quarterback recruit coming out of high school, maybe he could start for us. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Ryan Day is going to start a true freshman at quarterback. If Devin Brown shows promise in this game, they're going to give Devin Brown the start. So like I said, to kind of wrap up the quarterback position, if we're going to win this game like convincingly, Devin Brown needs to go off. But I don't think he needs to go off. You look at the over-under right now, it's 49.5. I think realistically that's kind of where it's going to be. If this game ends anywhere in like a 31-20 type score or like a 24-20 score, I wouldn't be surprised. I think both teams, they're losing some of their players. Missouri's losing a couple guys to the NFL and like maybe transfer portal. Ohio State, same thing, transfer portal. A couple guys are possibly going to go to the NFL. So I'm going to expect a relatively like mid kind of score. 20 to 30 points is going to be the max for the winning team. I already talked about the running game. If Ohio State wants to win this game, they're going to need to get the run game going. If we get less than like 70 rushing yards, it's going to be a long day for this offense. Looking at the receiver position, like I already said a minute ago, if Marvin Harrison Jr. leaves to go to the NFL, that's going to be a tough loss for us. And if Mecca Buka also decides, just midway through these practices, decides, I'm not feeling good, maybe I got hurt, maybe he gets hurt in practice for the Cotton Bowl, because he is going to play, I think. If he gets hurt somewhere in here and he decides, I'm just not going to risk it, I'm going to go to the NFL, that would suck. But let's just say in a world that Marvin Harrison Jr. just decides, I'm not going to play. I'm just going to, I know there's only a few days left of the game, and he just decides to come out and say, I'm just not going to risk it. I'm going to go to the NFL. I'm done. What are our receivers looking like? We got Emeka Buka. Julian Fleming already transferred out, so he's now gone. We got Brandon Inniss, Carnell Tate, and then I think Xavier Johnson still could possibly fill in that role, but like, that means we're asking Brandon Inniss and Carnell Tate to step into some big shoes to fill. But with Brian Hartline as the wide receiver coach and offensive coordinator, I think we're still good at the wide receivers position. We're going to be good there for a long time as long as Brian Hartline is the wide receiver coach. But now let's transition over to the defense. The defense is the question mark. We've seen this defense get better and better every single season. We had a really good defense this season. Kind of let up at the end of the season whenever we played Michigan. Didn't really do that well in that game. The big thing with the defense that I'm kind of questioning is our defensive line with JTT, Michael Hall, Tyleik Williams, Jack Sawyer, all projected to be day 1 to possibly probably like day 2, kind of up in like second, third round pick range for the NFL draft. I'm not talking about just for this game alone. I'm talking about for the near future. This defensive line is going to take a huge gash. If all 4 of these guys decide once this game's over, it's like, I'm done, I'm out of here, I'm outie, peace, deuces, that's gonna suck. Now, I believe they're all playing this game. I think all 4 of them, Williams, JTT, Sawyer, and Hall, they're all going to be playing in this game. If they go out there and perform, this is kind of like their debut or audition tape for the NFL to show, hey, everybody talks about the SEC is the best conference ever. Let's go out here and let's show up against an SEC offensive line, and let's see if we can go out there and wreak havoc on them. If they can go out there and put up 4 or 5 sacks between the 4 of them, that right there alone will be able to show some NFL scouts, hey, these Ohio State offensive or defensive linemen are pretty damn good. Ohio State's secondary I still think is pretty good. They got some guys transferring out, but that was more just like the freshmen and like the guys that have been there maybe 2 years. Just they want playing time, and I understand why they left. I made a video previously about that where I was talking about these guys, they want playing time, and if they're not getting it here, they need to go somewhere else where they're going to get the playing time. So before I kind of talk about the future of their Ohio State team, I'm going to give my prediction on this game. I think it's going to come down to a Ohio State team. I think it's going to be a good battle. I think it's going to be a back and forth battle. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter, but it's going to be like a 27-23 type victory where maybe like Ohio State has the ball last, and they're going to have to go down there and just try to like finish the game. Maybe Missouri has the ball last with like 4 or 5 minutes to go. They punt the ball back to Ohio State, and Ohio State needs to run out the clock. Something like that. But now talking about Ohio State's future, this is going to be an interesting offseason. Like I said, Devin Brown, is he the guy at quarterback? Trevor Henderson, does he come back to be the running back? Marvin Harrison Jr., does he decide to come back for one more season? Because he said in a lot of his interviews, the one thing he wanted to do was beat the team up north. Does any of our defensive guys come back? Like I said, those 4 guys with the mud dogs in the front line, or do any of them decide to come back? It's going to be an interesting offseason, like I said, with the recruits coming in. Like I said, Aaron Nolan, we got Jeremiah Smith coming in, that big boy 5-star defensive lineman, Edric Houston coming in. He's possibly going to get a chance to maybe start at some point next season, later on the season, if our defensive line takes a huge gash, like I said. But it's going to be fun. Long story short, with this game coming up in the Cotton Bowl, win or lose, I don't think it really matters. If we win, it's cool. I want to win. But if we lose, it's not the end of the world. I mean, this is basically just like a practice for a lot of these teams because, like I said, players leaving to go to the NFL, players transferring out. You're playing a lot of guys that didn't really play a lot this season. You're just kind of getting some practice in at this point. And I'll reiterate it again. By no means am I saying we need to lay down and die. I'm just saying if we lose this game, it is not the end of the world. A win would be lovely, but it's not the end of the world if we lose. But without further ado, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy today's video. As always, with all videos I do post here, go ahead and make sure you drop a like on today's video. It'd be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entire today's video and I missed a detail about the Ohio State Missouri game, and you want to leave your opinion on kind of how the game you think it's going to go, if you're an Ohio State fan, Missouri fan maybe, and you want to leave your opinion on how the game's going to go, leave it down in the comment section down below. Be more than welcome to talk about it with you guys, kind of give you guys my opinion or an answer to your opinion, as well as kind of just talk about the game in general. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.